What's going on, everybody? So, listen, the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic is because it just seems like black men, we just like we can't win, yo. Like we really can't win, and it's weird that it's gotten to this point that we have to really break down why, right? And when you really think about it, it really only comes down to control. It really comes down to control. I've never seen so much actual disdain for black men till I would say a couple years ago when black men started, getting our hands on the mic and speaking the truth and talking about stuff that goes down in the community on our end from what we got to deal with or what we say we don't want. And it is just crazy to me, the topic, like when black men say no, watch how the hate grow. And it really do be like that. When black men say they won't accept something, no matter who it is, black women, white people, whatever, will get mad at you. Why? Because you have a reputation of accepting bullshit that's handed to you, or you're accepted just whatever they just put on the table. Now that black men have made some kind of a rupture in the system in the 2024 election and things leading up to that, as far as like wealth, business owning, things like that, it seems like everybody's trying to find ways to stop the truth from getting out, right? And I just don't get it. But the main reason why I bring up this is because I've just been seeing so many issues when black men say, I don't want this, I shouldn't have to accept this. And the first thing I want to bring up is there's probably going to be a series on this, but black men saying like, I want to start my own family. I don't want to build somebody else's, and I don't want to fix somebody else's family. I don't really see anything wrong with that. I might have when I was younger because I was just like, look, I ain't have a dad growing up. But the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Honestly, I think black men should have learned 20 years ago there was nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, like I said about the black community before, we only find things out until it's too late. And the worst part is that black men, looking at the numbers, looking at the stats, looking at things that have come out in the last couple of years, yeah, black men are doing pretty well. Like we could do better. Everybody could do better. I don't care what anyone says. Black men are not absolutely at the bottom, but we're not close to the top. I would like for black men to climb the ladder more. Obviously, these things take time. These things take numbers. These things take a lot of progression, right? So the thing that I hate the most, and this is probably the reason why I'm bringing this up first, is because I hate this one the most. Because it's just like, you see guys saying why they won't date single mothers and starting another man's game, you know what I'm saying? However many ways y'all try to term it out. I just don't get it, you know? And to the women who have children, this isn't like a jab at y'all, but this is like some kind of reality check where it's like, you really can't expect a man who doesn't have children to want to accept children that don't belong to him. And this is not to be mean, like, but it is like a real reality here. Like if a guy says he doesn't want to date a woman with children, it's not right for y'all to say, "Oh, well, your mom was a single mom." That just don't make sense. And you can't blame him because you're a single mother. You have to blame the person that you had the child with. And the problem I have is that it's almost like the dudes who don't cause the problems are getting blamed for black women not being married, but they're also getting blamed because the kids are running around here acting a fool, but nobody's blaming the dads that the women had the kids with. So why does it fall on the men who aren't responsible? I never got that. And it's not really supposed to be like that. But unfortunately, it seems to be that way. Where it's like, oh, all the childless men who did everything correctly are supposed to just show back up and save the single mothers from their bad choices. No, no, no. That doesn't make any sense. And it's interesting because it's like I kind of look at this both ways. If it's one woman, that white girl who decided, she was going to sleep with 100 dudes in 24 hours, crazy. But honestly, I look at the dudes in that situation because I'm just like, y'all was all okay just running this long, long train on Shorty. Nobody got checked. Nobody got tested. Nobody was like, maybe she might have something. One of these other 99 dudes might have something. Y'all just was cool with it. Y'all just lined up and didn't think about it. So I look at the dudes like, I'm looking at y'all sideways, like y'all crazy. But I also do the same thing with the women with this whole I share a baby dad with like nine other girls. It's weird as hell to me that somehow we're supposed to only look at the guy, but it's nine women who lined up to sleep with him after the first baby mom. And I do want to use Future because we all know Future, right? But it's the same situation in the hood. It's the same situation not in the hood. But it's this one dude. He got one girl pregnant. They was in a relationship for years. Next thing you know, she shows up a single mother. He's nowhere to be found. Then the next girl comes up and it's just like, well, girl, I'm better than you anyway, or whatever that makes y'all do the dumb shit that y'all do. Then you become baby mama number two. And I never feel bad for baby mama number three and four and five and six. That's why I don't feel bad for Sierra. That's why I don't feel bad for Joy Chavis, because it's just like you lined up and laid up with him knowing the situation. Like if you see a dude that's got multiple baby mamas, that's a red ass flag. That should be a red flag to y'all, but for some reason it's not. So it falls on the Russell Wilsons to be upstanding citizens and just accept it all and fix it and mend everything. He can't do that, and it's almost like it's like do that in the name of the village concept or saving Wakanda or whatever. And it's like, why? Why do the guys who could potentially build it from the ground up have to start where y'all busted it down? That's crazy to me. But anyway, my thing for the future is like, if I decided to take all the dudes who had 10 plus baby mamas, so like Future and Nick Cannon, some other dudes, I think NBA Youngboy might have 10. Somebody got 10. And I make them marry the one they like the most. So let's say I make Future marry, I'm not saying he does like her the most, but let's say if I make Future marry Joy Travis, I make Nick Cannon marry his Joan, the one he liked the most. That's still 8 to 9 other women that's out here wondering what the hell. He can only be in one place at one time. So at the end of the day, no matter how y'all try to break this down with this fantasy land shit, one kid is left out no matter what. Multiple kids are left out no matter what. And then all the other siblings going to ban against the one that had daddy in the house. It causes a massive problem that black people just never want to consider as an issue or a situation. And the black men who aren't responsible for this saying, no, I don't want to date a woman with kids, are the ones who have to kiss the most ass because it's, oh, your mom's black, your mom's a single mom. Oh, you're just selfish. Oh, you don't care. But I don't get it because he didn't cause your problem. You caused your problem. So how does it fall on those men who moved correctly? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't out here having sex, but he doesn't have the backtrack record or the evidence or the children to prove it or the diseases to prove it. You show up with them kids, it tells us everything we need to know. And I can't tell the 54% of men who don't have kids to just pair up with the women who have kids and just call it a day. Like, I can't tell them to do that knowing I wouldn't do it. I can't just tell them willingly to do that. It doesn't make sense. And it's a cold world, but I'm loving the world that the younger black men are setting up because they are not trying to do it. They really don't want to date a woman with children. They're like, yo, I'm 22, you 22, but you got 2 kids, and I just got done college. You done lost your damn mind. And that's really the facts. Like, that's really the facts. And I feel bad for the girls because it's like, y'all still keep doing the same shit. I can't do that willingly. Like, I can't, with a 61% mother rate and a 54% father not having kids rate, It's like those are the two largest demographics that seem to be having these issues: childless men and women with children. And God forbid these men date outside their race, but it's like, what else can they do? It's damn near impossible to find a black woman with children. It's damn near impossible to find a black woman that doesn't have a thug fetish or had a thug fetish. And it's damn near impossible for them to even try to get a black woman in any kind of capacity because it's stretched so thin as far as childless black women. Because you got to think 39% is a low number. And if they're gay, it's probably lower. They probably don't want to get married. That's a lower number. So you got to think about it from that perspective. So it's just not a fair game. Like, the argument could be made if most black women didn't have children, but that's not the case. And with almost what 2 million more black women than black men, the fact that y'all cup is filled up more than ours is crazy. If I take a small cup and a big cup and put them under a faucet with the same pressure and the same speed, the small cup should fill up faster, but that's not what's happening. The large cup is what filled up more because for some reason y'all sharing babies with a small number of men. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. If I took eight of Future's baby mamas, I would have to pair up Future's eight other baby mamas because let's say, Sierra's married to Russell Wilson, and then we take Joy Travers and put her with Future. She has two baby dads, but we'll leave them out of the equation. That's still eight baby mamas that Future has left over that I have to pair with somebody, and that would end up putting them with like dudes who probably don't have kids or a guy who might have one child and is willing to marry a woman with children because he has a child. So, and it's not being mean, but like black men have all right to say no because these men didn't cause the problem. But these are the men that are getting the most pushback, the most hate, the most everything because they're openly stating that they don't want to date a woman who has children. So why these dudes? Why do these dudes get it the most? Why don't y'all take the same energy y'all have for the guy that tells you he doesn't want to date a girl with kids and give it to your baby dad? Give it to him. He's the one that got to slide in with no requirements. He's the one that got to slide up in you with no protection. He's the one that can get you pregnant and you carry the baby to term. Why is it the guy who did not do its fault? It's the guy who did its fault. That's just weird to me. It's like, it's weird. And it's like, I know some of y'all are just having kids just to have them. And on the off chance that, black men and black women find some middle, because I would love for that to happen. It doesn't solve the child problem that the kids are still here. And the bad part is the baby dads that had no requirements still get to roam scot free. They get to impregnate you, roam scot free, and go be dusty somewhere else while you're expecting this guy who has his shit together to raise the child. Now you treating this guy hard, like, oh, you got to do this and the third. But the baby dad didn't have to do that, and they never have to. But the guy who isn't the baby dad got to do twice, if not three times the work, because he got to do what you want him to do. Got to treat you better than the last dude. Put up with your mood swings. Put up with your flashbacks. Then on top of that, he got to deal with bad attitudes every now and then just because you're feeling it. And if you are still in contact with the baby dad and the baby dad tells you no, you just dictated his whole Friday night because y'all might have been, you might have gave him some cheeks that night, but now your baby dad told you no. Now he got to go dry bone because you and your feelings. And then, not to mention, he got to put up with the emotions from your children, potentially, your children's personalities, their disrespectful ass mouths, and all these other things. So it's just weird that the expectation is that black men who have it together have to just show up and build Wakanda for children that aren't even theirs. That's the crazy part. For children that aren't even theirs. So they're building a village to fix your bad decisions. I don't think that's fair. Life isn't fair, but that goes both ways on y'all because you want to do it to accept the kids, but a lot of guys with their shit together don't want to. So it's not fair on both ends, and I can't ask these dudes to do that. I physically can't. I can just because it doesn't make sense to me. And on top of that, they didn't cause the problem. So like I literally cannot ask them to do that. And that's why I say, black men, watch the hate grow when you say no, because the second you say no about something like that, watch how you get treated by the men, the simp ass men, and the women. Watch how you get treated. You get treated mad different. But if you go, ain't nothing wrong with them kids, they love you forever. This community is backwards, man. I look at the men too, because I'm like, y'all responsible for this too. It's like y'all just walking around here telling young bulls to, you know what I'm saying, have sex with as many girls as you can before you settle down. But then when they get a girl pregnant, they was like, man, I'm just trying to have sex, man. So then when they leave the girl single mom, now y'all mad at him, but y'all the ones who told him to go have sex in the first place. And then the moms ain't no better because the moms know the daughters be sexually active, but don't tell them to use protection. Don't tell them to be responsible. And then the moms also enable their sons to go around here dick and diving all these girls because they don't want to hurt their precious baby on the all chance she don't got a husband. That's her second line of defense. So it's just the community is just ass backwards, man. Like for real. And then I say personally, the day y'all hold y'all baby dads accountable, that would be the day things change. But and I say before he becomes your baby dad. So the way y'all choose y'all baby dads is number one, and then number two, you got to add in the fact that like y'all had the kids with him, and then y'all have the kids with another dude that acts just like him. So you got two dusty baby dads and then expect somebody to show up. It's weird. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm glad that this pushback on single motherhood is happening. I'm glad this is the great pushback. I'm loving it because it is a dumbass concept that has been worshipped for way too long, especially when it comes to the fact that a lot of these women are just having babies just to have babies. Like some of them don't even be wanting these kids for real. A lot of them be having them to like try to keep the dude around or because they want somebody to love them, which is real toxic towards the child, mind you. So yeah, man, like no, if black men say no to something, it should never be met with scrutiny, especially when it comes to him dictating his life. Like I remember the dude on that show, I can't remember the name of that damn show. He's like, I don't want to date a single mother. He said, I don't want it to continue. He said, you find contraceptives. There's ways to prevent this problem. And he basically got ridiculed by the whole damn group. So it's just wild. It's like, yeah, a black man went on television and said, "Well, he not going to accept," and of course, he's the one that got hung by the noose, and is weird. It's like these dudes is out here trying to do the right thing, trying to build a nuclear family and see how we can change the narrative, but the women are just like, "No, nigga, we ain't changing no narrative." And just marry us. And the brothers is like, you done lost your mind. Again, I don't hate black women. I actually love black women. Everyone who tells black people something that they don't want to hear, it's, oh, you hate black people. I don't. I genuinely love my community. I genuinely try to make sense of some of the bullshit that I can't stand in the community. But the black community, man, we just got to get this shit in order with the all of it. But again, it's probably going to be a series on this. Probably going to be another one of these soon. But this one, I just wanted to talk about more because it's just like, yeah, man, what can I do? It just doesn't solve the problem. Like we can't solve this problem. And it's like every time I turn around, there's more black women pregnant. It look like look how the Bailey had the baby, Kiki Palmer had the baby. Now Coyle Ray pregnant. She found out he cheated on her. She is like, I'm in so much pain. But look at the nigga. He looked goofy. He was way goofy when you met him, but for some reason, them thug maximus is black woman's kryptonite to common sense. It's like when they come around, y'all just don't use it. It's unfortunate, man. It really is. Like, and Coyle Ray is beautiful. Even Shanxi is a single mom, and she's Asian. She's half Korean. You know they don't play that over there. but she's a single mom, and she, Jamaican and have Korean, and I'm pretty sure whichever parents Korean, woman or man, was like, "Why the hell are you a single mom?" Because they really don't play that in the Asian community. No Asian community. So it's just something to think about. It's like the famous, beautiful, talented black women are the ones getting pregnant by niggas we don't even know, or they just be like, he gone, he done been to jail, blah blah blah, and everybody like Sky Jackson is crazy. Like that is just real crazy. Then thank God Chloe Bailey didn't get pregnant by Gunna. Thank God. But still, it's just man, it's goofy out here, man. And there's no way you can really fix this problem because it's happening in front of our faces with famous people, let alone the community outside of being famous. But that's all I got to say on the topic, man. It's the Black Intellectual. Y'all tuned in. This is a little longer than usual, which it's a good thing. But let me know how y'all feel down in the comments. Like and subscribe.